Good evening. This is the Fellaz Sports Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm Nappy.
Let's get into this.
So last week we were talking about the Dr. J's top tens, which he split into two teams.
Yeah.
We went over ours, had our discussion, and one of our viewers, Mr. Jason Ratchless, left his two teams. And I feel, let's bring it out there because I like the teams he chose. So for his first team, he has at point guard, he has Magic. At shooting guard, he's got MJ. At small forward, he's got LeBron. Power forward, Tim Duncan. And at center, he's got Will Chamberlain, which is a very solid first choice team.
Definitely.
Cannot be mad at that at all.
Yeah.
And then for his second team, he's got a point guard. He's got John Stockton.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant at 2. Larry Bird at the 3. Kevin Garnett at the 4. And Hakeem Olajuwon at center. So again, another solid team. Like you can't be mad at that team. Like what I mean? Like
you can't be mad, but Stockton. That's the only questionable one. Although he's a pass first point guard, one of the best to ever do it. No one can deny.
For sure, definitely.
When you think of like a point guard, like he's prototypical point guard, John Stockton. But when you have so many players, to choose from, like again, an Isaiah Thomas, that's who this guy took. It's I can't have him beating him out, even though he beat him out in the Olympics. Just for for this one, it's hard, man. I don't know if I can let him slide, but no, honestly, really good picks. There's no real argument to it. It's really about preference.
Again, I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, again, I was actually a little surprised that that he would pick John Stockton. But I also understand, like, you know what I mean? Like, and one of the things that he stated in his comment was that he did it based on what he feels is the best traditional.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you look at who's your atypical point guard, like that's what you do.
100%.
John Stockton fits that bill. So definitely not mad at it. Have to give him a shout out for leaving a comment. Definitely. And like we've said it before, we'll say it again. Leave your comments. We will discuss it. We'll talk about it.
Exactly.
So again, shout out to Jason for leaving that.
I wanted to bring it up early. Lamelo Ball came back, right?
Yes, he did.
And then he's balling out. He's doing really well. Looking really good. But Anthony Edwards looking really good as well. I believe the NBA right now has the rookie ladder going and Anthony Edwards, then LaMelo Ball. I don't know. Even though looking at their stats,
still hung up on this, eh?
Looking at their stats, bro, LaMelo Ball leads him in every statistic other than points. And you want to know the difference in points? 3 points, but in everything else, rebounds and assists, and teams winning more, literally everything, beating him. It's only Anthony Edwards has 18 points, LaMelo Ball has 15 points. Now, I just cannot see how the Rookie of the Year can go to somebody that's the only category you're winning in is points, and it's only by 3. But I just want to get your view on this.
Said it before and I'll say it again. It's politics. I agree that I feel rookie presence this year definitely goes to LaMelo.
Yes.
But it's all going to come down to games played.
I guess
it is. It's politics. And I will be super surprised if it actually doesn't go politics, which I don't think it should. I don't think there's any room for politics in sports, but you know how things work out. I'd be surprised if it actually goes to him. I think they're going to look at it at that level. Like, listen, you missed a substantial amount of games that, it's not fair for the person who's been there, who's played their rookie season, played more games, gets overlooked because, the fans definitely want you to be the rookie of the year versus the other.
And you showed out though, mind you. All of that, we got to give him that credit too. Again, he's leading in all statistical categories other than 3 points. I just want to clear that up. But no, I want to get your opinion on that because again, I'm usually not that invested in Rookie of the Years. It's just that this year, to me, it's again, I'm a little biased. I'm a fan. I've been a fan, but it's been one side. Just by the eye test, it's been one-sided. Anthony Edwards is having a really good rookie season. I'm not trying to take it from him. It's just that it's not leading to wins. So it's really like, it's all for nothing. It's like empty stats. LaMelo Ball is legit clutch time, playing, doing. So it's just, I don't know. Apples and oranges for me. I think LaMelo is Rookie of the Year, but I can't understand, like for the reasons you stated, why they'd give it to him. I'm just not really, I just don't think that it's necessarily fair.
I think from a fan favorite point of view, LaMelo. I think from an NBA point of view, it's Anthony Edwards. That's just what I feel.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is what the people think. Like, who do you think should be Rookie of the Year? Do you think it should go to Anthony Edwards, or if it should go to LaMelo? Leave your comments down below. So, what's your other beef now? What else you want to get into?
MVP.
This again.
All right. So as we know, Jokic is balling out. Teams playing amazing basketball. But you know what other team's playing amazing basketball? The Phoenix Suns.
They've been playing all season, and
exactly. But now there's been this new surge of trying to push CP3 into the MVP race, and not only into the MVP race, have him winning the MVP. I've been seeing a bunch of commentators and different media outlets trying to push this narrative of he's the MVP of the league. First of all, where does he stack up in your MVP race, and can you see him actually winning it?
I didn't even actually truly have him in my race. We've had conversations about MVP race for a little while now, and let's be honest, Chris Paul's name did not come up. Exactly. And it's not for lack of him not being an MVP caliber player. We know he is. It's just, again, you kind of overlooked it. Now we're talking about it, and I could understand because you have to look at how Phoenix is playing. You 100%. Have to look at Phoenix from last year to Phoenix to this year, and the impact having Chris Paul makes on that team.
100%.
That veteran presence definitely adds to any team, and a young core team like this that's still learning, that's still building, with a veteran like Chris Paul, it's always a bonus. Now MVP, I still don't know. Again, he definitely brings value to the team. I don't know if they'll truly crown him MVP. From an NBA standpoint, forget the analysts and forget us people talking. I think just from the NBA standpoint, I don't know that they'll crown him as MVP. Does he deserve it? I mean, anybody who plays field, they deserve to be MVP. So, but I don't see it happening. I understand what everyone's saying. I just don't see it happening as him being MVP for this year, anyways. You?
Okay. I fully agree with you. Like, the only part I don't want to diminish, because again, CP3, even though he's never won like a championship, he's still a winner. Like, he brings like winning culture to any team he plays for. We've seen it. Like, even the Thunder last year, he's that type of a player. Okay, you cannot deny. But, and there's a huge but in this, the Phoenix Suns, although they were not playing amazing basketball last year, they were playing pretty bad. But judging from after the All-Star break, because, they were pretty much above 500 team, right? Now, in the bubble, they went 8-0, right? Now, Devin Booker. Devin Booker. He's a legit player. Nobody could deny this. Legit. I just don't know if it's CP3 that's made that much of an impact, or Devin Booker actually having a co-star that made this much of an impact. So, and plus CP3's numbers are not special. So there's legit nothing other than the team record that is making him even into these conversations or putting
It's
him
the
in these
value.
conversations. Exactly. And I also think it's because he's never won it.
Okay.
Again, what he did last year, what he's done when he was with Houston, what he did when he was with in
Clippers.
Clippers, what he did just his whole career pretty much. New Orleans, you could go back. He's always been a great player that's never won anything. So I think why people are trying to push it is because they love him so much. He's the players rep, president or whatever, the players union. He's all of these things, and I think it's more of a career title. They just want to give him that cap and respect rather than what he actually deserves right now. Because, again, MVP is supposed to be the most valuable player, and the team is playing amazing, so not taking that away, but I'm not sure he's the most valuable player on his own team. That's just being real about it. So, long story short, I don't think he'll win it, but I can see them giving it to him, just because of the narrative and what they're trying to push right now. Give him his flowers while he's still playing. So yeah.
You think State Farm has an influence on the voting?
Well, I'm
That's
pretty
probably
sure.
why.
No, I'm pretty sure it's his twin brother. His twin brother pulling all the strings, yo. You know who's been jumping out of the gym?
Not me. Not with these bad knees.
No, definitely not you. But Ja Morant, we all know he could jump, but this man, nah, dude, jumping out. It's like he's on a trampoline right now. The way he's just taking off, it looks so easy, bro.
Super easy. And what's crazy about it is when you're watching him come down the court, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Derrick Rose back in the days. That head of steam coming down the court and then bang, he's just left off the ground. See? It's the same thing with Ja, but the difference between Ja and Derrick
I was about to say. Let me
that like Derrick, you kind of expect it.
Definitely.
Whereas Ja, you don't. We all know he has it, but you just don't expect it. And when it happens, you're stunned. You're stuck in your seat like, yo, did he just climb on 3 people and put it down with ease?
Dude, and that's the thing. You're 100% right. And Derrick Rose was like, I don't want to be all like, go into details, but he was more of a core jumper. He would always like really press, boom, and his lower body jump, and you felt it. With Ja Morant, it's like a springboard, bro. Like when he takes off, it's just it makes no sense, man. How this kid flies. Well, see, I can say kid. How this kid flies, man. It makes no sense. It felt like a derogatory remark, bro. I was like, it's like a straw, like boy. Like how does boy do it? Looked at each other, yo. Oh man.
No, the gentleman can fly. The gentleman can definitely fly.
Dude, when I'm telling you, I'm shocked. Like I was not like, of course, we all knew he could jump, right? Like this is something we knew since he was drafted, he could jump. But it's like for one, his hops seem like they've gotten higher, and for two, it's like he's really like, I don't know, man. It's
ease.
Real
it's
bouncy,
just the
man.
ease. It's the ease, and it's just how graceful it happens. Like you know what I mean? It's just like it's fluid. There's like no break in any point where he leaves the ground. Like you know what I mean? It's not like you said. Like if we'll go back to Derrick Rose. Like with Derrick Rose, it was a gather.
Exactly, a plant.
It was a gather, and then boom, explosion.
Exactly.
This was just, and then before you know it, he's in the air.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like
I'm telling you.
I can't even think of who else to compare that fluidity to, because it's.
Nah, I don't know. I really can't think of it, bro. And the thing is with him, I want to see him in a dunk competition. It's been a while since I've actually wanted to see somebody, but I've seen him do some dunks that I didn't think he was in his like whole repertoire. Like I seen him like they called the timeout and just a 1-2 bounce between the legs, and I was like, remind me of DeMar DeRozan on that. And it's just like that type of ease. I'm saying like people, because DeMar DeRozan underestimated, underappreciated dunker, DeMar DeRozan, bro. Like we all know, if you're a Toronto fan, you know DeMar DeRozan like never got the credit he deserved, never won a dunk contest, and dude, underappreciated, man. So long story short, that's who he kind of not talking about the way he's jumping, but I'm just talking about the ease that he did the between the legs, bro. Okay. It was very DeMar DeRozan-esque, bro. Just saying.
Listen, maybe we might get our wish next year. Maybe, some of these players might actually step up and we get some, again, not knocking past contestants, but maybe we get the people that the fans actually want to see versus, like, you know what I mean, the league or people just throwing their name in the ring and saying they want to do it. Because, we said it before, we said it again. I have nothing against an NBA player wanting to be in it, but at the end of the day, the fans want to see the big names. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. They do, and it's not a knock on the other players. Just like if I have an opportunity to see Zion dunk, I'd rather see Zion dunk than me who's coming off the bench 9-10. Not to say that I'm not worthy to be there. It's just that's who the people want to see.
No, 100%. Or majority of these dunkers, you don't know who they are. But again, I don't even know if I'd want to see Zion in dunk competition, please. For real. Like, I think that his okay. It seems like the Monstars took away his ups. I'm telling you. And the last person left is John Morant, bro. John Morant.
This guy went all Space Jam on us.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's crazy how his ups, like, if you judge him from high school to now, it's night and day, man. I think I'm the only one that sees it because everyone still, like, is, in awe of it. I'm like, yo, he's lost a good couple of inches off of his hops, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. But then you see
that
other
NBA
players.
Regiment, man.
But you see other NBA players like Zach LaVine. No matter what, he seems like he's always gaining hops. John Morant, to me, looked like he gained some hops. And then, I don't know, I think he's more, which is a good thing, but I think he's more focused on his game, Zion, than actual athleticism, which is a good thing. But it's hard to watch because he's really, his body is turning into a power forward, like how he plays. It's no real high-flying dunking over. It's just like, I'm going to get this basket no matter what. It's not, so give him credit. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to see him in a dunk competition anymore. I'm good.
All right. Well, now that that's out of the way.
Yeah. Just
Zion joined just to piss him off.
Save it for a high flyer, bro. This is such an unpopular opinion. I guarantee you. You know how much hate. Everyone's like, what are you talking about, Zion Williams can't dunk? I'm just saying.
Hey, you said it.
I'm just saying. Look back.
You said it.
Look back from high school, college to now. You're gonna see it's decline. That's all I'm trying to say.
Talked in the open about the highs and lows as Batase hits a three. Had a huge high on Saturday, a low on Monday. And boy, this one's been tough.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg Foster is going after Goga.
Most recently in Atlanta and Milwaukee as an assistant coach.
Matter of fact, Chris, they're separating them.
So did you see Greg Foster losing his cool on the bench?
Yeah,
the Pacers
man.
Going to that Batase kid, and the Batase kid had some choice words.
Yeah.
From on the court after he drained the three. Wow.
So how'd you feel about it, my guy? How'd you feel about it?
Well, for one, I'm not a fan of coach-player confrontation in the public eye. It's one thing if it's in the locker room. It's one thing, where we can't see it.
Yeah.
We don't see it, right? But another thing for it to be happening in the public eye and during a game. And my question is, what were you going to do if no one held you back? Were you going to go and attack your own player? Like what was going through Greg's head when he was lacing in? Because it wasn't like he was lacing into him, but even other players and other staff members who were trying to hold him back, like he was like, yo, back, like, you know what I mean? It looked like he was telling them some few choice words himself. I'm like, dude, I understand you're upset, and listen, I don't knock anybody. Everyone loses their cool. There's not anybody out there who won't lose their cool. But at a certain point, like, you have to understand, like, what were you gonna? My question is, what were you gonna do as the coach? Like, were you really gonna go up to him and get in his face and touch him? Because don't forget, at the end of the day, he's a grown man, right? So hands is hands. I don't care if you're my coach, the president, or whatever. You touch me, it can go down, and you can't have that press, man. That's just bad publicity for the Pacers, who are struggling now too.
You
know what I mean? So it's like, I don't care what the situation was. I don't care how vexed you were, because a lot of what I saw was because it all started with his defense.
Yeah.
He was playing some horrible defense, and he just wasn't having it. And then after he hits a 3, and he's like, coming back, and then it was sit the meat down, like, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
it was a bad look. It made no sense. Like you said, I don't know what he was trying to get out of it. It was really they're playing a game, you're coaching, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and now you're gonna try to create a scene on the sidelines. Coaches aren't supposed to coach out of fear, right? It's not like Bobby Knight back in the day type of Indiana thing. Like you said, they're grown men. So you're not going to just talk to a grown man however you want to. You're not going to touch a grown man however you want to. So yeah, no, they definitely need to just nip it in the bud. It was a horrible look for the Pacers, to be honest. But it would have been dope if at least if a shoving match or something did happen, though. Come on, like, I'm not talking about anyone getting hurt, but if a shoving match happened, bro, it would have been something for us to talk about. I would have been dying of laughter still.
Well, I know they suspended Greg one game, so he's not coaching tonight, and then they fined Batanze a couple $1,000, something like that. They fined him for that.
So do you think that was fitting? Do you think that both punishments were fitting?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, you in a way, the league's got to let coaches know that there's a certain way to handle your frustrations with players, and that's not the way to do it. Because let's just say hypothetically they didn't suspend him. Maybe they slap a little fine on him, a $5,000 fine. Yeah. Because you're basically telling other coaches, okay, that's the limit that I now have to go at my players.
Yeah.
And again, a coach might pick the wrong one. Imagine Greg Foster doing that to Latrell Sprewell.
Latrell, Rod Artest, like, dude,
Rodman,
so many.
Let them like that and see what's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like.
But I was thinking more so the fine for the player. Do you think that was?
Well, I mean, more or less, like, to this. I mean, we still truly don't know.
What was said, what happened.
Exactly, okay. Right? So at the same time, again, if I'm going to side with the league, it's because they're doing it to let the players know, all right, listen, the coach was in the wrong, but you also can't be there yelling out these profanities to your coach. Again, this is a televised game, and there's a couple thousand people in the stands. Like, you understand? Like, you still have to be professional as a player. You don't have to like it, but you have to be professional about it. So slapping a fine, I don't even think I don't remember what the amount is, but I don't even think that much. For these players, anyways. For me, it's the end of the world.
No, exactly. It's more on principle. And
speaking of altercations, hockey, the NHL. I don't know if you heard about the whole Tom Wilson, Washington Capitals, and New York Rangers incident. I'll sum it up real quick. And again, my opinion, but what had happened was there was a scrum. Tom Wilson took a dude down, had him down on the ground. Obviously, there was a melee. He went after the Rangers' top player, basically like a rag doll. Just draping him up. And it was like, when you watch it, it's like, dang, like that's some crazy stuff. Yeah. Especially like that first initial hit when he had the dude pinned down. Yeah. It's like, that's a lot. And I'll be honest, I'm a fan of fighting in hockey. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I honestly do. I used to go to friends' hockey games here as they were trying to come up back in the days when we were younger, and I would literally go and only go if they fought. If you're not fighting, I'm not coming to watch hockey. Like, there's really no reason for me to be in a hockey arena. And so to this day, like, when I watch hockey, the games that I do watch, I'm always waiting for literally a fight. I don't care about the goals. I don't care if the Canadians score 5 goals and I used to get free chicken wings. You don't get free chicken wings no more. I got to pay for that now.
Yeah.
Some promo.
Can't go outside, but I feel you.
But when we could, you know what I mean? But I'm a fan of fighting, but I'm not a fan of unfair fights.
Fighting. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, whoever else was on the ring could have been pick of the litter for him to go. I understand the scrum or this, that, and the third, but it's like, you picked a kid who has like 1 or 2 fights in his young career, and this is a seasoned fighter, a seasoned tough guy, and then he's in there showboating in the box. It's like, I do think it was dirty in some level. I don't think it was right at all. He has a reputation. He has been suspended before.
Yeah.
What I do find crazy about this is the fact that the league didn't do nada.
Yeah. A lot of people are upset about that, though.
A lot of people, including the Rangers. The
Yeah.
Rangers just got fined $250,000 for their statement on their displeasure about what was done about the situation.
Yeah.
Which is why when they saw each other the other night, the minute the puck dropped, the gloves came off, and I was all for it. I was 100% for it. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. Honestly, to each their own. I think the Rangers acted the proper way to show, like, listen, we're not going to stand for it. And
exactly. If the league's not going to
even if we lose these fights, we're letting you know, like, listen, we're not backing down.
Exactly.
And I think that was pretty good. I think that's awesome on the Rangers aspect.
Yeah.
But I just think the league kind of messed up in the fact that they didn't discipline because, again, just like we just said with basketball, where's the limit?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So what's to prevent, like, if this situation happens with another guy on another team, now you can't go and suspend that guy because he did something similar to what just happened and you didn't suspend him. Like, you know what I mean? So there's always lines to be drawn. I'm not saying that the league's discipline board has an easy task. Let's be honest. In any sport, they don't.
But certain things you could see,
but,
man.
I mean, like everyone, like, you're watching it, and you see, like, this is messed up. Like, you know what I mean, give them a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm surprised that the Rangers didn't do nothing dirty, yo. I was really thinking they were going to, but no, they played within the realm, you know?
Yeah.
They fought within. Like, I thought they were gonna. You know how it is. Like when you play dirty. I thought they were gonna really go after him and really like make him feel some pain.
Well, one of the things that I saw or was reading is that, like, sometimes when teams have nothing to gain, especially this far in the season, in situations like this, they might just go get their tough guy from the minors, pick him up just for that one fight. Like, you're going in for one shift and you're going after that guy.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm surprised they didn't do nothing. Like I said, I'm surprised.
I mean, they went after him. There was a fight in the game.
Yes, but I'm talking about something dirty, like to make it in baseball, right? Whenever there's something wrong, exactly. You get your point across. You know what I mean? You mess with one of ours, we're gonna hurt you. And this, they handled it within the rules. That's all I'm trying to say. I thought they were gonna go outside of it and make, you know what I mean, the commission or whomsoever have to do something.
I could understand them not going that route, mainly because you just don't want to be a dirty organization. Because it does come down to that at the end of the day. That's what people always want to talk about. Like, remember that time that Wilson did that thing and they came back and then they took his legs out? Now he's busted his leg and his career's over? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I ain't say that bad. I was just talking about like a stick over the back or something.
Because that doesn't hurt. Yeah, no. I know there was another player, like within the second game, he got suspended for what they say is a cross check to the face on one of the Capitals guys. And even that is still questionable because, like, when you see the replay, like, he only had one hand up and the other hand wasn't really on the stick. But again, because I guess the way it looks and the way he went at him.
Certain things are harder to call than others.
Exactly. But they suspended him for that.
Yeah, but
I don't condone the fact that he did go up. I understand why he retaliated because that dude was trying to get him to fight from since before, like whacking him in the leg and stuff like that. So I understand the heat of the moment where he had an opportunity. Just kind of sucks that he went a little too high and got himself suspended. But, you know, all that to say that, again,
what a mess.
Huge fan of fighting in hockey. Just, it's got to be fair. It's got to be a clean fight. Like, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Pick on somebody who's worth it. Like, you know what I mean? That's going to give you
able to. Like, nobody wants to see, you know, some, like, you know what I mean, an enforcer versus, you know, a scorer. Like, that's just not.
And that's literally what happened.
Not what we want to see, man.
Like, nobody wants to see that at all. Now it's going to kind of put that, like, extra, like, I want to say microscope now on Tom Wilson. They're going to be watching his every move now to the end of the season and through the playoffs.
They need to, though. They need to. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want to be that guy, but come on, man. There's no room for that. Like, nobody was even trying to see it, bro. Like, and especially, like you said, how he was gloating after and stuff. It was just like, really? It's like you picked on the kid at school that, you know, just does his homework and doesn't bother anybody, and you beat him up, and now you're thinking that you can fight. It's just like, bro, come on, man. Either way, man, he had his shirt off. That's what I was saying. He had his shirt off. I was like, what the hell, bro? Like, I seriously was like, dude, this is too much, man. This pandemic's messing with people's heads, bro. This dude was wilding in the box, bro.
Look at me. I just got my equipment on.
Dude.
Just beat you up.
Yeah.
What was even funnier, though, is that, like, in this, like, the second game when all the fighting and stuff that happened, like, one of the players on the Rangers mocked him.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the bench with, like, the rest of the team's like, oh, hey. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, man, this is turning into, like, a shit show. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude. Yeah, man. Some horrible stuff. Horrible stuff, bro.
I want to flip it on you now. Head over to my pastime, baseball. It's been an imperfect, perfect game, bro.
That's why I'm shaking my head.
It seems like the worst part is it seems like since you brought it up,
yeah,
like now I don't know, maybe it's just me or anybody else out there, but I feel like now I'm only really paying attention to see who's got no hitters or like even one hitters in the game. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like this imperfect perfect game, he was literally this close from a perfect game.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like I was like, damn it, Troy, damn it. It's like
he still got the love, though. He still got the love for the.
Well, I mean,
you know,
at the end of the day, like what really just screwed him over is when he got that strike three, but the ball passed,
and he still ran. The dude
still ran. He got there, but that guy tried to steal, and they threw him out. So that's why they're like, it's an imperfect perfect game.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like, again, I've never been in that position. I'm playing baseball, but it's got to be like your mental state when you're in one of those games.
Yeah,
has got to be like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've been on teams where I've been on teams where pitchers have been having good games where they're focused. Like it's like, all right, cool, he's in the zone, don't bother him.
Yeah.
Not to say that they've been in a no hitter or perfect game situation, but such a good game where it's like they're focused. You don't want to take them out of that zone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do if I were put in a position as a player on a team where my pitcher is on the verge of history. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know how it is. You see it all the time. Everybody's on one side of the bench, just leaving him alone, man.
Yeah, but even on the field, like I'd be mad nervous. Like, you know, I'm one of those people. It's like, don't let the ball.
Don't let the ball. That's what I was about to say. Like,
don't let the ball come to me.
That's exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things.
You don't want to be the reason. You don't want to be the reason. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up again because you called it. You called it because it seems like there's more happening this year than in other
I know
years.
It's not in my mind because every time I'm watching this, I'm like,
at least one a week.
Dude, it's happening. Like, come on, man. It's crazy. I'm just saying.
I guess, you know, especially because we're paying more attention, I guess you see it more.
Yeah. So you think that's the reason, or?
No, I definitely think it's because you called it. Because before that, I wouldn't have batted an eye at another perfect game or a no hitter. Like, you know, like to me, it's like, it seems normal. But now that you mention it, it does kind of seem like there's a lot nowadays.
A lot, bro. There's a lot happening, man.
So another thing too, actually, it's because it's one of the comments that Jason had mentioned. He wants to know or get our point of view on the Blue Jays and their young core and how they're going. So my point of view is, and I've always felt that these young, talented ball players they have now are good. I think where the Blue Jays are hurting is pitching. It's straight up pitching. It's not that they don't have good pitchers. They don't have consistent pitchers. And we all know that their offense is solid. Their offense will keep up with anybody. These young guys can hit. And for the most part, because they're still growing into the professional game, their defense is relatively good.
Yeah.
You know, give it a couple more years and most of these guys will be solid, you know, defenders. But I mean, you're in the majors, so your defense is good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they even made the switch. They moved Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from third to first. And I think that's a great move.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
And then you got to look at the fact that they went and got these off-season acquisitions, you know, Marcus Semien, and they, you know, the big name George Springer, which so far has been a bust because he's been injured. It's like I'm watching it. I'm like, why does it seem to only happen to teams like a Toronto?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get a star player. Okay, he's injured in the preseason. He's going to be ready for the season. Okay, they delay it because they don't want to rush it. Which only makes sense. You know, these guys play every day. Then he comes back, plays a couple games, bang, he hits a home run, bang, everything's going good, and now he's back on a 10-day disabled list. It's like, we didn't even, like, he gave us just a taste, like, and I'm not blaming George. It's not his fault. Like, he's hurt, you know what I mean? But it's just like, dang, like, if he's playing, do they win all their games? Not necessarily, but I mean, we still want to see him out there.
Exactly.
But overall, I think the Jays have the type of team, again, from an offensive standpoint and their defense minus pitching. I think if they can keep the core of this team together for a few more years, while still, again, getting a couple 1-2 pieces and then work on getting pitching, I think they can make a splash. In my opinion, I think they're going to do well this year. I'm hoping well enough, like last year, to make the postseason. But this year, the difference between last year and this year is, you know, literally win that wild card game and then, you know, and make it in, and then give whoever they face a tough time. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's the pitching that they need help with, but it's like you said though. They do have a young team, and I just want them to you know what I mean, bring back a trophy. That's all I want. You know what I mean?
Since the 90s, man.
That's all I need. That's all I want, bro. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Like, again, the team is just a little too young right now. They need to develop. Baseball is one of the few sports, other than maybe soccer and stuff, where you could kind of buy a championship. You know what I mean? So
kind of, yeah.
So it's like
Yankee style.
Exactly. So for the talent, mind you, a lot of young talent being brought up through the system. I'm not denying it, but even for all that talent to develop, it's still going to take a couple years. So again, I can't see it happening, you know what I mean, anytime soon. But like you said, if they make the postseason, that's a win. If, you know what I mean, as long as these players are playing good, and hopefully, you know, we have it organically. But yeah, it's gonna be a while since we get that championship. But just saying.
I agree. I'm just hoping it's not as long, especially with these core guys, because you don't want to get in a situation where, you know, they're not advancing in terms of getting further in the postseason, but these guys are getting better, because eventually they're going to want to leave for greener pastures to go somewhere else to give them a better chance at winning the World Series. So you know, keep that core together, go out and get your pitching. I know I'm not saying it's easy, but you know, I think that's what they need in my outsider opinion. Is I truly think that they need pitching. I think if they can have solid starters and then good relievers, I think not to say that who they have now isn't good, they're just not consistent. There's names that are there, but they're not, you know, because like Bobby Ray had good seasons like 1-2 years ago. 1-2 years ago isn't today.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have your struggles, and it sucks to have it now, but you know, there still needs to be some form of consistency to help the team, because there's nothing worse than, you know, your offense going up and in the first couple of innings put up 5 runs, but then your pitcher gives up like 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then while we're still
keeping up with baseball, Albert Pujols.
I was just about to say
that's why.
I was just about to say that. Yo, it kind of hurts my heart, though.
I know, it's hard to see it. So the Angels waive him. Now, what a lot of people are thinking is he's pretty much going to retire. They're assuming that he's going to retire because of his age and just his lack of play. So, question: do you think he'll retire?
He's going to the Yankees.
Man. Okay, see, that's what I was gonna say. Or do you think that he's gonna go to a franchise that's gonna be able to, you know what I mean, utilize him the way he? Do you think he's still got some game? Actually, even
I think he's still a threat. He's Albert freaking Pujols.
I'm saying, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So, there's only really 2 ways I truly see it.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna stick around this year and try to find himself a team, like you said, that can utilize him.
Yeah.
But I still feel maybe even that he's going to try to find a team that has a potential to win the championship, where he might still get his 1 every 5 day swings.
Okay,
so that
I got you.
He contributes to the team's potential success.
Yeah.
I think he's going to look that route. And then I feel that if he can't find a team where he feels that value is there for him in securing the playoffs and potentially a ring, I think he'll retire at that point.
Yeah.
But I think his first choice, my opinion, might be to go and see, let me dangle my name out there and see who's willing to take in my services, even if I have to take my new contract as the minimum. I don't care, as long as A, I'm still getting some form of playing time, and B, I have a chance to say that I got my World Series ring. Now I can retire and call it a day. I think that's where he's going to go. I'm kind of hoping that's where he goes, because I just don't want it to end like this. Like, start off the season, played 20 some odd games. Okay, you're struggling right now, and then the team that you've been with for the longest time says, you know what, Albert?
Beat it. Like, no, it hurts. It hurt my heart, bro. It hurt my heart to see that, man. It's like the end of an era. You know what I mean? It just makes you really feel like, really? They're waiving him?
It. They're not even just gonna ride out the season. They're just gonna say bye-bye. Like,
dude, like, it's just like, you guys really lost all faith in him. You guys really don't think he could do anything right now.
And you know what upsets me even more? It's like teams announce that they're waiving, like I said, a franchise player like Pujols, because he's on the last year of his 10-year contract. But then they release a statement saying, "Thank you, this, that, and the third, greatest player." I was like, well, don't waive me if you feel like I was that guy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of find it two-faced.
They're still playing it like it's like the 90s and 80s and stuff, where the media can control the narrative. Like, we don't see what's happening. Like, you just ruined this man's life, right? Like, we can see it. Like, you guys aren't friends. You know he doesn't like you right now. So it's I fully agree with you, man. They always play that game, man. But no, it's, again, it hurt. I'm like, he must have some game left, man. Like, I want to see him on. Go ahead.
Just in context of that, that's Albert. If you're on the mound, you're pitching, he comes up to the plate, he's still feared. Like, you can't just 100%, bro. Whether he's struggling or not, it's still Albert Pujols. You can't just be like, all right, nah, whatever, he's struggling. Let me just see. Oh, this is easy, because
there's
just
no
as
way.
Quick, you thought it was easy. Yeah. It's just as quick as that ball's parked the other way.
There's no way his decline hit this. Like, of course it hit hard, but there's no way that, like you're saying, that you could look at him and be like, you're a nobody. Like, it's not possible. Just the name alone can hit a home run. That's
literally.
It. Like, dude. And so it just shocked me when I saw they waived him. I was just like, you guys really lost all faith in him. And then now it's going to be even crazier to see what team picks him up, because if no team picks him up, I am going to be shocked, bro. I'm going to be heartbroken and shocked. Like, I just feel bad for him, bro. I feel horribly bad for him.
I call that it's just hated, but it's a reference. I call that the Lamelo factor.
That's what I was about to say.
The Carmelo factor.
Yeah.
That factor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all know it's Carmelo Anthony. Like, how can nobody want him to play? But same thing with Albert. Yes, okay, listen, when year after year, nobody's getting younger. Benjamin Button, as far as I know, is not a real thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's going to be some form of decline.
LeBron,
but I mean, that's
I feel.
There's working out involved in that. So
No, I feel.
But I'm just saying, like, there's going to be decline in any athlete, any sport, except for LeBron and Tom Brady, because they're on some regiment that just don't make no sense to nobody else.
Facts.
But to say that it's wave worthy at that level of a player, to say that it's wave worthy, to me it's extremely shocking. When I saw the article, I almost dropped my phone, because I'm like, nah, this is a prank. It's got to be April Fool's. But we're well into May. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, no, this can't be real. And again, I started looking at it. I'm like, no, they really dropped him. Very like real. He's not hot.
No, exactly, bro. And again, just throwing it out there, man. And like you said, a perfect comparison, perfect name, Carmelo factor. Because again, clearly Carmelo still had game. but it's this whole narrative around him, washed up, and all these other things. So, and plus, a lot of times it's about system and playing time and who. So if the team has no more faith in him, they're gonna treat him like they have no more faith in him. So maybe if he goes to a different franchise and gets another, you know what I mean, a new breath of life in him, he's gonna come out swinging. But
the Carey Price factor. That's what I keep telling you. I'm telling you, that's the Carey Price. Carey Price leave Montreal. He winning the cup. I'm telling you.
I hear you. I just prefer you win it here, but I feel you. I understand where you go with it.
All Habs fans wish he'd win it here, but
every time you say it, I have to say that. Though every time you say that, I have to just.
I'm just saying, Carey Price leave Montreal next year. He winning the cup within the first couple years. He's gone. Facts.
No, I hear you, man. I just prefer he win it here. It's a disclaimer. It happens every time you say it. I can't help myself. Okay.
The only way I'll be upset is if he ends up with Boston. If Carey Price went to Boston and then won
a
championship, I am boycotting the NHL.
No. He's lived in Quebec long enough, bro. He knows.
Yeah,
bro.
But listen, if they're paying, he's going. Let's be honest.
He's made enough money.
So
you don't have to go. He don't have to go there for no money, man.
And if they're paying him and he knows he has a legit, well, not. I don't even think he needs to know. If they're paying him, he's going.
Can't do it, Carey. You know it. Carey's my man's, you know. It's all Carey again. Nah, he can't go, man. It would actually kill legit everybody here. You know how when LeBron left Cleveland, how they were burning jerseys? That's what would happen here, bro. Carey, what? Are you joking? Dude, if he went to Boston, we're not talking about him leaving. We're talking about him going to Boston, bro.
Montreal fans you might have some who will burn jerseys.
A lot.
But you will have more out in them streets looting buildings and tearing down stuff because he left. There'll riot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
a lot more than they're going to burn jerseys.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes, I agree. But you're like, I thought you were gonna say like there was. Yes, I think it's all in the same group of what I'm trying to say. Okay.
You just gonna catch me there? Just give me the Carey Price jersey. Thank you.
Exactly.
No, that one too. Thank you.
The one you're about to burn. Just
give it to me. Just give it to me. No,
yeah,
good.
No,
I'm gonna burn it at home. Yeah.
You can follow us on YouTube, the Fellaz Sports Talk Podcast. Remember. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Once again, I'm your host, Trey.
I'm Nappy.
We in these streets.
Peace.